Knowing your numbers is the number one essential step in your business that most business owners overlook. Believe it or not, it comes before sales. Most of the time we think it's our sales, but that is not the case. We need to know our numbers before we even start our business, and especially once we're in our business. Today we're going to take a walk through the key numbers that can help you increase profits and grow your business, saving you time and money. Hi friends and business owners. Thank you for joining me today, and we're going to take a look at the numbers in our business. And before I jump over to that, I just want to remind you of the free gift that I have for you, Bookkeeping for Entrepreneurs. And this helps you. It's a little guide, and it's a swipe file, and it'll help you put your accounting numbers in your categories and the right place in any bookkeeping system that you have. Whether it's QuickBooks Online, whether you're using a spreadsheet, whether you have some other software program. So this will really help you, and I give you some detailed information on what each account actually stands for. And so this will help you categorize the right expense into the correct account. So, but please be sure and grab that. It is totally free to you, no hooks, no nothing with it. I just want to help you get started in your business and get moving forward. Okay, so now let's take a look at our numbers. So knowing our numbers will either make us successful in our business, or it can cause a lot of problems, and even, we don't want to think about it, but business failure. And when I'm working with clients, and all the hundreds and thousands of clients that I've worked with, this is one key factor I've seen when they've started having problems in their business. And a lot of times it's not having enough income coming in, but more than not, it's having too many expenses going out. They add up fast, and so we really need to know where all of our money is going. And it doesn't matter if you have $20 in your business right now, or you've got $200,000, $500,000, $1 million. It doesn't matter. The bottom line is, it's how we manage the money that we do have. And so in order for us to manage that money correctly and have a good profit and pay ourselves and be a prosperous business, we have to look at the key numbers in our business. And I've just found, with working with clients, a lot of times they're really trying hard in their business, but they don't know exactly what numbers that they should be looking at. We hear all over the internet and YouTube, know your numbers, and your KPI and all of this stuff, but what does that really mean? So that actually means, knowing the places to go to look for your numbers. So today we're going to be going over that, and I hope it will be a light bulb for you. So when you go into QuickBooks Online, you're going to have, if you go in, you go to your dashboard, and your dashboard is going to be on your left-hand side. And when you go a little bit further down, you will see banking, and just highlight over that banking, click the little box that says banking, and it'll take you straight to all your banking information. And on the screen, it will show you in blue and gray at the top each bank account you have and each credit card you have. So when you look in each one of these individual blocks, you will see, for example, your checking account, your bank balance, and that is what the bank is saying that you have in the bank. You can go to your website and check that balance, and that balance would match. And then you have what we call the QuickBook balance, is just like right below it there. And so if you have a difference between your bank balance and your QuickBooks Online balance, that could mean several different things. But before I continue, I did want to tell you to make sure every time you go to banking, there's a little update button on the right hand side. Just click that update, and then you can be sure that you're getting all the most recent transactions and the most recent bank balance. So, and when you do that, then in your bank balance, it will show updated moments ago. So you know that it updated. If you see a different date on there, then you know for some reason it didn't update. And when it does that, I just click the update button again. And 9 times out of 10, that cures it. For some reason, if QuickBooks and your bank aren't like communicating well, then maybe the next day I'll come in and update it again, and then it'll connect. So sometimes we have a few technology errors like that, but it's no big deal. So, but anyway, and if you do have a difference in it, what we want to do is then go right to the right, and it says check register. And so you're just going to click on that button that says register. And then when you click on that, another screen will come up and it'll show you all your transactions, okay? So when you're looking at these transactions, if you see transactions that have a C beside it, that means that it's cleared, which means that that was in our bank feed. We categorize that, and it matches with what's in QuickBooks from the information that came directly from the bank, okay? And then if you see one that shows a R, that means we've already reconciled that transaction, so you don't need to do anything with that. That's not your problem, okay? And so the next, you'll see like a blank. And if you see a blank, that means that it hasn't actually cleared the bank yet. And this can come, you know, like maybe the transaction hasn't updated from your bank yet, or you wrote a check out and that check hasn't cleared the bank yet. So, but it's showing already subtracted in QuickBooks, but yet it's not deducted in your bank account because it hasn't went through your bank yet to clear that check. So those are some likely things. And sometimes, like when we're doing our bookkeeping, maybe we put 2 checks in, you know, because we didn't think we did it yet, and we actually already did it. So, but that's something that way you can see that. Okay, so the next thing we have is our expenses and our profit and loss. And a quick way to do this is just to go to the tab on your left hand side. It says reports, and then just click reports, and it'll bring you over to another page, and so you'll see all kinds of different reports that you can take a look at. Okay, the report you want to take a look at first is going to be your profit and loss. So just scroll down that page until you see just profit and loss. That's all it says, no other words in it. And you can actually, you'll see a star beside it. Just click on that star and it'll turn green. And so then it'll be put in your favorites, so you won't have to hunt for it every time you're trying to look at your profit and loss. But anyway, click your profit and loss. And so when we open that up, what we can see, you can put any date range that you want to. I generally try and do it either, you know, month to month, or I'll do it for the whole year up to the date that I'm looking at it. But say I just wanted to see what I did in July, I would just do it from July 1st to July 31st. And then you have an option of cash or accrual. And most of you starting out your business, it's going to be cash, which means all the cash money you have coming in revenue is calculated, and then all the expenses that you actually have paid out is calculated. And that becomes your net profit at the bottom of that statement of how much money so far in July, for an example, you have made. But what we want to look at is the income. And so we use anywhere from 2 to 6 different types of income accounts because we want to track, what our business is doing. What type of income is producing, 80% of our profits. So say for instance, a construction company, a roofing company, you could have residential sales, you could have re-roofing, you could have commercial sales, you could have flat roofs, you could have repairs, you could have inspections, different things like this. So when you run this profit and loss, it would show you how much you earned in each one of those different income accounts. So that is very helpful to you. So you'll know, like what to focus on in your business. If the residential re-roofs are earning you the highest sales, then we want to really, get some more, estimates out for our residential re-roofing. A lot of times though, you have some unexpected, where it's up high and that you didn't figure that, or you didn't feel like that was happening in your business, say for repairs. And so you may have a significant amount of repairs. And something like that could be seasonal. Say that you had a bad storm come through, so you might have done a lot of repairs that month. So these are just some key indicators that can tell you about your business, telling you a story, telling you a trend about your business that you want to pay attention to. And the months that you have high income and the months that you have lower income. So, but then next it'll have what your total income is, and then the next group of expenses would be your cost of sales, which that is a whole nother video, that I will go into at another time, because that's a video all on its own there. But then you have your expenses, and we call these basic overhead expenses. So you'll see like your auto expenses, your auto parts, your gas, your oil, office supplies, dues and subscriptions, meals and entertainment, postage, and different things like this. So what you can do, like say your office expenses was $500, you can click on the right there where it says $500, just click on that, and another screen will open up for you where it will show you all the transactions that $500 amounted up to. And so if something is in there incorrectly that wasn't an office expense, say it was gas, all we have to do is click on that transaction, and it'll bring up another screen of that actual transaction. Then we can change it to gas and oil. So that's one simple way. And then when you're on the screen like that, all you want to do is scroll back up to the top and then just click the button that says return to the main menu there. And so you'll just click on that button, the main report. So then you're back in your basic profit and loss statement. So then you can review those expenses, make sure everything looks good to you. And you can also red flag things that you feel like maybe you're spending too much money in, and you can start cutting those expenses. And also what we put in the expenses, what we call guaranteed payments. And guaranteed payments is a salary that you are paying yourself. So you want to make sure that you have your guaranteed payments in there every time. If you're paying yourself $3,000 a month, that when you process your bank feed in your, to that category, then it's going to show up in your guaranteed payments. And the bank feed also, I will be creating a separate video for that to get really detailed in it. And I have also quite a few videos out there talking about the bank feed and our bank accounts and things like that. So be sure and take a look at all the videos that I have up, and then it will help you understand as well, because it's really important to understand your profit and loss. So then at the bottom of your profit and loss, you're going to have your net profit, and that's the money that your company actually owed after all the income coming in and expenses. Okay, So now let's go back to our main page, to our dashboard. And a lot of people just like to look at, clients of mine, just that overview, and that gives you a big glance of everything without going over to the profit and loss and doing those things that we just discussed. But that's good, just to look at maybe, weekly or daily, and then look at your profit and loss like, at the end of the month. So that's a good practice there. And another place that we have our expenses, you would go to reports and then accounts payable aging. And you can mark this as a favorite also by just clicking that little star, and then it'll be in your favorites so you can find it really easy. So here we just look at any bills that we have to pay that we receive, like on net terms, net 30, net 15, just things that we're going to pay at a later date. So, but this just really helps you with your cash flow. Sometimes if someone gives you credit, you have a little bit more time to collect money from your invoices and then pay that vendor. So that's really helpful. Okay, and then the next thing I know that you're really interested in is we're going to go to the accounts receivable and our revenue. And so the revenue, as I told you before, showed you before, it is on your profit and loss. So you can always go there and look at it, but also go to reports and then go to accounts receivable aging, and then make sure and mark that a favorite with the little star. And then we can we open up that report, and it'll show you all the open invoices, all the money that people owe you. And I would, look at that weekly, to see who you need to resend the invoice to, if you need to send them a statement out of QuickBooks, or if you need to call them, whatever action you need to take in order to get your money in. Because that's one key thing, is being able to collect your money as soon as possible. So on all your invoices, you want to create the terms due upon receipt, so you can collect that money. But you can, at that same time, you can receive payments on QuickBooks Online through what we call ACH, which is a check, or credit cards. There is a fee, I think like 2.8% for the credit card if you use that option. The ACH, the check, it doesn't cost you anything. And all that does is when you send the invoice to your customer, they will enter in their routing number and their bank account number, and they will pay directly. So you don't have to keep track of any of their banking account information, or put yourself in risk, with security of having someone else's banking information. So I love that part. I do my best to do it that way. But that way you can take a look at everything everybody owes you, look at the invoices. If you did need to correct an invoice, you can also correct an invoice from there as well. Now we'll just review, what we just talked about and how you can look at your numbers. One thing, you can look on the main page there on the dashboard in your banking, your QuickBooks balance and your bank balance. And then we looked at your accounts payable, your expenses, and all of that is on the profit and loss sheet. And also your accounts receivable is on the profit and loss, your income. And then looking at your report, the accounts receivable aging, so you can contact people to get your money in. Our main purpose there. But your check register, your accounts payable, your accounts receivable, and the profit and loss will give you a picture and a trend and a story of your business and how well you are doing in your business. And most business owners, I will find those expenses added up for more than what they were expecting. So it's just little things that we buy here and there, that we kind of have to try and cut back on, to improve our cash flow. And then sometimes, it's just stuff that is on automatic and we're not even using that software or that thing. So we can cancel those and save ourselves some money. And then also, making sure that, whatever your bank is charging you in fees, that you're aware of what those fees are and how you can avoid the fees, which you'd have to go back to your bank's website and find out, like how many deposits you need to make in a month to, waive the fees, or debit card transactions and that kind of thing. So, but please comment below anything that you're struggling with your business and concerning to bookkeeping, and really any other thing. I do a lot of business consulting as well. And I would love to make a video to answer that question for you. But remember, you are not alone in your business, and we work better together as a team, and no question is a foolish question. And other people are probably asking that same question, but are just afraid to ask the question. So please do ask any questions that you have. And then if you need additional help, please contact me at coaching@helendevries.com, and it goes directly to my personal email, and I will answer any questions you might have and try and help you in anything you're trying to overcome in your business. I've been in business for over 2 decades, so I have learned quite a few things on the road to success. But thank you, and I do put a video out every Wednesday, so be sure to click the notifications, because my next video is going to be the second series of this video of how we're putting it all together and how we can do our accounting in less than 1 hour a week. And that is my goal for all of you. You don't need to sit on an accounting software program for hours every week, going through spreadsheets and going through all of this stress that you don't need to go through. You want to be able to get your accounting done and get some creative juices flowing and create more profits and pay yourself, keep on paying yourself higher salaries as you grow your business. Okay, well, thank you, and then I will talk to you next Wednesday. Bye-bye.